Today and every day we create content, attractive content with a magnetic pull. The kind of content where you're going to bring out more of your own personality, your true authentic self. You can light yourself on fire and let the world watch you burn, so to speak. It makes this so much fun that you actually get to be yourself, develop yourself, and pull more of yourself out and gift the world with more of yourself. It's so freaking cool that we get to do this, and that you can become as wealthy as you want to be in every way possible by doing this. So embrace that, love that, practice conscious daily gratitude about that and everything else that you have to be grateful about. So I'm going to direct you, and then I'm going to give you some guidance here. So I'm going to direct your attention to the video playlist for the Daily Core Activity Mastery, specifically of creating attractive content with a magnetic pull. There's dozens of videos, short videos that I've made on this topic, and many more coming, I am sure. Lots of different strategies, lots of different ways to create stuff. Okay, so I'm going to give you some guidance now because this is your homework today. I want you to create at least 3 or 4 or 5, minimum of 3 pieces of original, attractive content that you can share on social media, stuff that's your own. Get those creative juices going. I've got so many examples of different things, but I want those examples to serve as stuff that just helps you unlock your creative brain, okay? Because you want to grow into a rich and creative person. So, and it's going to start with practice and not being very good at first and spending probably, more than a few minutes on one piece of content, but as you practice every day, you're going to get better at it. You're going to get a lot better at it. Okay. If your thing is blogging, you like to write, then spend a lot of time creating new articles, new notes, new blogs, and things like that. If you like doing pictures, spend a lot of time creating new pictures. It could be pictures of you with your friends having fun, pictures of scenery, pictures of your workout gear, whatever it is, just pictures of your life, inspiring pictures, funny pictures, of a wide variety of different things. And I've got so many videos in that playlist showing you different kinds of strategies for creating new images of your own. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And actually, I recommend that you do a combination of all this kind of stuff. You do just, a few text posts, a few picture posts. Actually, probably do more picture posts than text posts because picture posts tend to get more interaction. And if you're a blogger, you want to do a blog, but I found that Facebook is going to show your stuff to more people if you don't post a link to your blog, but they want everything to remain internal. Now you can post links on your Facebook timeline that take people away from Facebook, like your blog site or your website or whatever, but you may not be seen by as many people. So it's a real simple remedy for that. When you do a blog post, just copy the content of your blog in your clipboard on your computer and then paste it into a Facebook note. Or it could just be a regular Facebook timeline post because the characters are unlimited in Facebook anyway. So that actually works out really well. And then you could have like a picture with that post with some text over the picture that has your website. And for that to work really well, it would actually have to be a really simple, like your own domain name. Like I've got fireyyourboss.xyz. I could put that on an image or over an interesting image, and it's easy for somebody to just manually type in because it's not a click-through thing that people click on to go. But that's just one way. And I've got videos on how to do that and other ideas too for taking people off of Facebook in a way that Facebook won't reduce your exposure. Okay, so you're gonna discover things as you do this. This is another reason why it's a daily thing you want to do. You want to put content out there on a daily basis. You're gonna find things that work really well for you, and things that don't work well for you. You're gonna make posts that you just get crickets, and posts that get a lot of interaction, posts that upset people, posts that inspire people. Go for the inspiration, right? You're gonna find different times of day that might work better for your audience, where your engagement just goes up, and different times of day where it doesn't work out too well. You're gonna learn about automating a lot of this stuff, which is gonna save you a lot of time. You're gonna learn about saving your best performers, the ones that perform above average in terms of interaction from other people, so that you can repurpose. That's going to save you a lot of time. You're going to learn how to leverage yourself as well as all the other incredible leverage that's going on here with an opportunity like this. For example, just real quick what I mean by that, I love creating videos. So if that's your thing, man, get into that. Holy cow. If it's not your thing, I recommend getting into it anyway, because there's more power in videos than anything. Than pictures, texts, and blogs. Videos is where it's at. But let's say there's a common thing people are asking about, whatever it is. I can do a video on that. I could teach it. I could demo it. I could, whatever that the video is going to be. And then I'll always have that video. I upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or whatever. And then I can always refer back to that video. And I've got, right now I've got over 1,400 videos that I can leverage myself in, because I only had to do it once, versus every time somebody asks the same question or wants to know about the same thing, then I gotta spend time all over again on that same thing over and over. Now I can leverage myself. Like, oh, I did a video on that, check this out. Easy peasy, right? Not only that, but these are lead generators. The purpose of creating all this content is going to be for you to develop leads. You're not selling anything on your social media, on your Facebook timeline, your videos, all that stuff. You're not selling anything. You're piquing people's interest. You're conditioning them to want to read your page. You're conditioning them to want to share what you're posting so that their friends see it too. And odds are, if it was attractive enough to be shared, then other people that see it that aren't your friends yet are going to like it. Some of them will, and probably want a friend request you, dig around, see what you're about, maybe ask you about your opportunity. Who knows? But that's the main purpose of creating attractive content. Pull yourself out. Develop yourself. Pull yourself out. Be incredibly interesting and interested in what other people are doing, and to condition people to want to keep coming back, reading your page, commenting on your page, clicking like, clicking the share button on your posts, and ultimately asking you about what it is that you do. And I got a lot of videos in this playlist I talked about earlier that show you how to do that too, how to generate leads and create very eager desires in people to want to know about what it is that you do. And in my experience, that is not accomplished by selling on your timeline. It just isn't. In fact, I've found that creates more resistance, and it does a lot of damage. And then people start avoiding you, unfriending you, and word gets out, and you just don't have a business. You got a lot of frustration. So there's no selling. I don't do any selling on my Facebook timeline or anywhere in the public eye like that. I just don't. I'm raising people's curiosity, generating leads. It's a cool thing, and that's what I want you to get very good at. It takes time. Generally speaking, for most people, you may have to go, every day for a week, a month, or whatever, until that starts creating some traction. I don't know how long that's going to take for you. It's different for everybody. But I do believe these training videos that I've made, and videos that other people have made on basically attraction marketing is what we're talking about. But there's so much free training that's out there on attraction marketing that I think it will help you shave off a lot of time and effort and frustration, and possibly even money too. So take those trainings and find at least 2 or 3 different strategies for sharing attractive content that work really well for you. And when you find what your strengths are and generating that kind of curiosity in what you're doing and generating leads, when you find what is working for you, just continue to build on that like there's no tomorrow. And that's how your business is going to grow faster. And I'm going to end this video by making one more note. And this is actually a very cool note. You're going to enjoy this a lot. So, in the beginning, you are going to find that you have to invite people to get the conversation started, right? But over time, as you're putting out content every day, here's what's going to happen. As you get good at this and you start creating some traction and people are asking you, now you don't have to start the conversation as much anymore. And that's going to be a thing that sort of phases, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be an overnight thing. But, in the beginning you might develop 1 or 2 leads a week, I don't know, from the content that you're creating, where people come to you starting the conversation about what you do. And as you get better at it, maybe a couple a day. If you're getting a couple a day, that's awesome. I mean, at that point, you probably, I don't know, maybe once you're doing 3, 4, 5 a day, like you're so awesome at putting out great content, and there's so much that's already out there that's just being, I mean, you could do something like, like today you put something out, and 10 years from now, that same something is still being seen and still generating leads. You know, it's that's part of leveraging yourself too, by the way, big time. It's not like you put content out there and it just disappears. It doesn't work that way. If it's really good, it sticks around and it gets shared and reshared and it pops back up, people see it, and it's going to develop you leads for the rest of your life, possibly, just one piece of content. But you're going to be putting content out regularly. But what's going to happen once you get to a point to where, let's say you're developing at least 3 or 4 or 5 leads a day from this content, then at that point, you probably don't have to rely on starting the conversation anymore. You probably don't have to depend on inviting people, sending step 1 of an invitation process, because you got so many leads coming in now. Now at that point, you can still continue to start the conversation. Now you're starting conversations and people are starting conversations with you. So you're getting like double the leads now, which helps a business grow faster too. That's pretty neat. So in the beginning, you got to send your business is kind of needy for you to send out invitations. That's just the way that it is. But because you may not want to have to depend on that, I know I don't want to have to depend on sending invitations every day to develop new business. I still do it because I love it, but I've taken breaks from 2 months in a row of not sending a single invitation, but I still get enrollments every week because of my content that's out there. And people are contacting me, and then I go through the invitation process at that point, but they started the conversation. I didn't have to go out and manually invite a bunch of people. I just don't. I've taken 2 or 3 months in a row off of not inviting a single person, but still I'm enrolling people every week because of that content. In the beginning, I had to. For a long time, actually, I had to invite people, but I don't anymore. And now it's like when I do, I can do a really cool invitation intensive effort for a few days or whatever. I'm sending out like 100 or so invitations in the course of a few days. In addition to all the leads that's coming in, it's like, wow, what a burst of business activity that is. That's incredible. And that's where you're going to get to. But in the beginning, just understand you have to send out invitations, but at the same time, you want to be putting content out there every day. Blogs, videos, pictures. I'd say, 3 or 4, somewhere between 3 and 7 or 8 pieces of content. So if on average you're putting like 3 or 4 pieces of content out there a day, a couple Facebook posts, a picture post, a blog, varied stuff, inspirational stuff. But you'll get into that when you get into the video playlist of the different kinds of things you can do. But at least 3 or 4 every day, and maybe an average of 4 or 5, as many as maybe 9 pieces of content a day. Otherwise, you might be seen as kind of a nuisance. So keep that in mind too. And that's part of the discovery of what's going to work for you and what's not going to work and all these kinds of things. But you can fully expect, because you're putting content out there every day, that you will not always need to depend on you manually inviting people and starting the conversation, because people are going to start the conversation with you. There's professionals in our industry who have gotten so great at this that they literally develop hundreds of leads on a daily basis. Can you imagine that? Just from the videos and blogs and whatever else they put out, and the stuff that's being scheduled on, auto post to just auto feed into Facebook and things like that. Between all those things, they got these awesome strategies for all that. And they got hundreds of people just like pouring in every day, asking about or opting in for a list or whatever that's going on. And then when you're at that level, it's like you got a whole new set of challenges, right? Now your sorting criteria, your filter might get tougher, or in the beginning maybe not, but that's that's way off in the future. That's something you can look forward to as well if you want to go that far. Why not? Start with, okay, my goal is I want to develop leads, at least 1 or 2 a week. Right? Of people actually starting the conversation. In addition to the conversations I'm starting with people about, inviting them to take a look at this. And then once you're getting a couple a week solidly, okay, now I'm going to go for at least 1 a day. If I can get at least 1 a day on average, awesome. And then from there, okay, now 2 or 3 a day. Just keep going up and see how far you can take it. It's a lot of fun. All right? So have fun with this. If you're not having fun with it, that means you're probably not being yourself. I don't know. But I found that when people learn that, oh my God, I get to be myself and pull more of myself out. Oh wow, this gets a lot of fun. I love creating content because I'm pulling myself out. It's a lot of fun. This business is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of real life. Attract who you are supposed to attract by being yourself and being more of yourself. That's how it works. And that's how it's not a forced thing. That's how you stop it from being weird or stop it from becoming weird in the first place. Be yourself. Allow it to grow organically in a non-forceful, non-weird way. You know, most business owners are very weird about their business. And all of their friends and family know it. That's why they get avoided at like family gatherings and social events and so forth. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that's intriguing curiosity. It's like, what's that guy doing? What's that girl doing? Not, oh, I gotta avoid that one. He's gonna pitch me to this business again. That's the honest God truth. And you will be a breath of fresh air. You will be, because you will be so rare in this industry to not be weird and to honor people as free-thinking human beings and to show people that your business is an awesome business by proving it's an awesome business. Wow, you get to be yourself. Inject your own personality into it. How cool is that? That concludes this ever so important video. Go out there, create content on a daily basis. Never stop. It's every day. You'll love it because it's you.